Hey everybody, it is Friday and I'm coming at you with day 5 of my Milehigh Meal Prep ebook launch. So thank you guys for joining in. If you're here, definitely say hi, and if you're part of my replay crew, as always, comment replay crew in the comments. And obviously for those who don't know me, I'm going to introduce myself. My name's Maddie and I'm a certified personal trainer and transformational nutrition coach, and I help my clients got a frog in my throat, have a sustainable fitness journey, and I do that through the use of my in-app training as well as my nutritional protocols. So thank you guys for joining in today. We're going to be doing a little Friday food prep, and we're going to do snacks because I realized that during the weekend it'd be really difficult to have a normal routine because most of us get out of our routine on the weekends and we need something nutritious to eat during the day, and sometimes some of us don't get our meals in. So I was thinking, well, this would be really helpful for those people who do have a hard time getting their meals in and who do need a nutritious snack instead of going to the gas station or something, grabbing, or even the grocery store and grabbing something that's not so nutritious. These two things, even though they're opposites, there's one sweet treat that we're going to make and then one savory snack that we're going to make. They're opposite, but they're both nutritious in their own ways. So today we're going to make little chocolate squares, and we're also going to do roasted vegetables. And if you guys were on my stories earlier, I showed you that I had already all this laid out because I like to be prepared. But I already chopped up the vegetables that I had because I wanted to make this really quick for you guys. I know it's not fun to watch me chop vegetables. The first thing we'll do is the roasted vegetables. And this is kind of how you could think of meal prep. What takes the longest, and then what can I do while that thing is either baking or sauteing on the stove. That's how I like to think of my meal prep. So for my vegetable snack, it takes a little bit longer to cook. It's really easy to prep. It takes maybe a couple minutes, but then you have to throw it in the oven for 30 minutes. So while that's cooking in the oven, we'll do the chocolate, and that only takes a couple minutes. So you will wait probably 20 minutes for your vegetables to cook, but I like to think that that's easier than you actually preparing things for the whole 30 minutes. You can go off and do something, and then when your timer beeps, you just grab it out, put it into your glass containers, and then you're off and ready to go with your snacks. And that's what's going to happen for me today, because right after this live stream, I already have like all my stuff packed. I've been packing all morning, and then I'm driving over to Chelan and meeting my brother halfway so we can carpool together. So I wanted to have these snacks just so I can eat them in the car on the go. And that is what I want for you guys too. If you are someone who is on the go, you're traveling by plane or train or car, these are things that you could just take with you. It's so easy, and then you can maintain that healthy fitness lifestyle, because when you have this lifestyle, it's not just about 1 month, it's about your whole life. And so these are little ways that you can implement health into your life and make it sustainable. So with that, as I said, this is my Milehigh Meal Prep ebook launch, and so I wanted to tell you guys that my Milehigh Meal Prep ebook is a plant-based vegetarian ebook. It has 25 different recipes. They range from breakfast, lunch, dinner. There's snacks, obviously, because we're cooking that today, desserts and sauces. There's also 20 pages of educational nutrition in there too, so you're going to really learn about the foundation of your nutrition, and you'll be able to reference that as you go on with your diet, and if you have to change it, it will be a place that you can reference as well. And when you purchase the ebook, you'll be able to get into my Milehigh Meal Prep group on Facebook, and that's where we'll have live stream trainings every week so that you can learn about nutrition, and also we'll be meal prepping straight out of the ebook. So you can, if you have questions or you feel like, okay, man, I want to see you do it, you will be able to do that. So that's kind of really exciting for me, and I love meal prepping with you guys, but I am excited to just meal prep with those who have purchased the ebook, because I know that they'll be doing it with me, and it's just a fun environment to be in. So in the community, you can also post your own meal prep. It doesn't always have to be out of my ebook or anything like that, but we get to be motivators and supporters of each other too. So let's go on with the roasted vegetables. This one is not in my ebook. I just had zucchini from my father-in-law, he has a huge garden. He gave us a ton of zucchini. And last night I made a quiche. I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's on my stories. I like to make things, obviously. And so I chopped up the zucchini and it was too much. So I'm like, I have this left over, I need to use it. So that's why I was like, oh, I'll just roast these vegetables for the live stream today. And then I had all these carrots left over because I got this huge bag of carrots. And so we're just going to roast them whole like this. And I haven't put anything on them yet. Usually I would lay down either parchment paper. Try to do parchment paper because aluminum can leach into your foods. But I don't have any, so we're just going to go bare here. And you're going to sprinkle, all you're going to do is put you can put olive oil, but since it's roasting at such a high heat, it's at 425, you want to use a higher heat oil. And I also kind of talk about that in my ebook as well, and tell you guys what works with high heat, low heat, medium heat. That way you know, because if you cook your oils too high or bake them at too high a temperature, then they become free radicals in your body and then they turn into trans fat as well. So it's important to cook with the right oils. So we're going to do safflower oil. And I don't measure my oil. I'm not super worried about fats. I'm not in a weight loss program or anything. I just, I don't measure these, but you can. So just know that your oil, 2 tablespoons is 1 serving. So that's how you don't go overboard, because you know your serving size in your head. That's what I do. So I kind of just drizzle this over. And it doesn't have to coat all the veggies because I'm going to just kind of stir it around with my hand. You can do this in a not so dirty way if you want to by doing it in a bowl and mixing it in a bowl. But I don't mind getting all dirty with my hands. So then I'm going to sprinkle sea salt. I use this San Juan Island sea salt because it's, some of you may not know, this is kind of what I'm learning from my naturopath. So salt that comes iodized, or like even from these, if it doesn't stick or clump, this one has a little clump in it, so maybe it doesn't, but if it doesn't stick or clump, they've put like a starch or potato in it to make it not clump, because people don't like when there's salt clumps. So my naturopath said I should get this because I have a grain potato allergy, or not allergy, intolerance, and so that's why I have to use a different type of salt. But this one, because it can kind of see clumped, it may, not have that in that. But if your salt doesn't clump, it has probably potato starch in it. Just know that. Okay, so that was a little side note. So now you're just going to sprinkle, your salt. And you can do pepper too. I'm all out of pepper, so, or I think I may have some, but I'm just being lazy. I don't really care as long as they're roasted and they have a little salt on it. I just love vegetables. You want to season them with garlic powder or onion powder, or what is the other one that's really popular? Oh, Johnny's seasoning salt. You can do whatever you want. So now that I've got that seasoning on, I'm just gonna kind of make these coated in that oil that I drizzled. Like I told you guys, you can do this in a bowl and it might be easier. This is like a little bowl pan, so I'm not worried about it. So once you feel like all your veggies are like coated with that oil, you can go ahead and pop it in the oven. And we're going to pop these in the oven for about 30 minutes. So, hey, Mom, how's it going? Thanks for joining in. I'm going to bring these over to your house today, so that's who I'm going to see, everybody, my mom. And I'm going to bring these over to your house so you can have some roasted vegetables and chocolate. So really coat your carrots. Because they're not cut up, they tend to take a little bit longer to cook. And if you cut your carrots, they really shrink down. So that's why I don't cut mine, because they just kind of shrivel up if you cut them into little discs. But I kind of cut up my carrots if I have another vegetable like cauliflower. I cut them up because I don't mind them to be shrunken. But this is I use roasted carrots also for like a carb base. So instead of rice, I would use carrots. I did that today with my quiche and it was really good. I'm just going to wash my hands off and then I'm going to pop those in the oven and then we're going to make the chocolate. You guys are sitting on my sink, so I wish you could see my ghetto setup that I have here, but can't show you. Okay, so after you wash your hands, then you're going to take a bowl that you can put into the microwave because we have to melt the chocolate. And we're going to pop these in the oven like I said. Just let me dry my hands off. So 30 minutes. make sure you set your timer. I can't set my timer when I'm using the microwave, so I'm gonna have to set it after. But 30 minutes, like I said, I'm set in there. And we'll make the chocolate while they're baking. If you guys like chocolate, drop a chocolate emoji. And if you like roasted carrots or roasted vegetables, drop a carrot emoji. You can't hear me? Can you hear me, Ma? Can you guys hear me now? That's not good if you can't hear me. Okay, well, we'll troubleshoot if I have to later. But this is the chocolate chips I was talking about. I get them from the local grocery store, and I think you could probably get these anywhere because they're Nestle Toll House. But they are free from the 8 intolerances or allergens. So peanuts, tree nuts, egg, milk, wheat, soy, fish, shellfish. So that's good to know for me because those are a lot of my intolerances. And you take 1 cup and you're just going to pour the chocolate into the bowl. And there's the chocolate chips. I'm a little bit shy of 1 cup because my husband mixes these into his trail mix. So that's why I don't have a full cup. Okay, then you throw that into the microwave for 1 minute. You're going to open the microwave every 15 seconds to stir the chocolate, because if you don't, your chocolate will burn. So I push 30 seconds and let it go for 15 seconds, and then you just stir a little bit with your spoon and then push another 15 seconds for 1 minute to up to 1.5 minutes. And then that's all you do for the chocolate. Jeez Louise, just throwing stuff around here. Okay, so we're just gonna stir. It's barely even melted. It's just so that your chocolate doesn't burn, like I said, because it will, if you cook it for too long in the microwave, it'll just start to bubble up and then it gets really hard. I've done that before. So that was our second 15-second interval. So we're gonna stir again, and it's starting to melt a little bit. So usually it takes me about 1 minute before it melts, or about 1 minute and 15 seconds. And then when we do that, if you guys have a tray, like a cube tray like this is really good for making the chocolates because it gives it a nice shape. But if you don't, you can, hold on, gotta mix this. If you don't have a tray, you can use like a different ice cube tray. This one I just bought at Walgreens, I think it was, for $1.50. And I specifically got it for chocolates because I knew I was going to be making it. So the chocolate's getting more melted, if you guys can see that. It's getting kind of pretty melted in there, but I still have more to go. So we got to oops, sorry. We still have a little ways to go. So that'll start to stick to your spoon a little bit. So after we pour this in, we're going to add coconut, little coconut flakes. Doesn't matter if they're shreds or just flakes. Pumpkin seeds for a little bit of protein and good fats, and then cranberries for a little sugar taste. Doing really bad because I'm talking to you guys. Okay, so it's almost melted. I'm going to leave it in there for the last 10 seconds, and then we'll be able to pour it in here. So it's really easy to make your own chocolate. All you have to do is get chocolate chips. I usually get the dark chocolate kind because I'm a dairy intolerant. But you can pick whatever chocolate morsels you want and melt them up just like this. And feel free to add anything you want. But you have to kind of melt it in the microwave or a double broiler. So that's the chocolate all melted. Just nice and drizzly. So we're going to pour like 1 tablespoon each, because that's a serving, into the cubes, and I just pour a little at a time and go on to the next one using my spoon to kind of tease it out of there. And these come out really nicely after you put them in the fridge for about 20-30 minutes. So that's another added bonus. It won't take very long to make at all. Okay, so we got 4 out of this. Let's see if we can get 5. So if you do 1 cup melted of chocolate, you just get about 8 pieces. For me today, since I couldn't make a cup because my husband steals these from me, and I don't know until I go to make chocolate. I'm like, oh, okay, I don't have as much as I thought I did. So yeah, he puts it in his trail mix. Okay, that actually made 6 of them. And then if you really want to get like all the chocolate out, get a spatula because it's really easy to get the chocolate off the sides and at the bottom. And you could probably add a little more chocolate to one if it's like too small, which one of mine is kind of smaller. Okay, so once you have it all poured in there, I'll show you guys what that looks like. It's just like that. Looks like that. And then all you have to do is add in your toppings that you want. So I'm going to add cranberries. These are Jesse's favorite for the chocolates. He just loves the cranberry. Don't be afraid to like press it in there so that it gets to the bottom, because you want it to be evenly distributed, not just on the top. But you know, it's your preference, however you want it. So I'm going to put cranberries in all of them. The only thing I can't put in all of them is the coconut, because my husband hates coconut. And then you put some pumpkin seeds in there. So I just take like a little spritz of them. A spritz, a pinch, however you want to say it. And then I drizzle them into the, make sure they're pressed in there. It's going to use whatever you want though. Like, try to think outside the box. I can use raisins. I have raisins right in front of me. Cashews, goji berries. Put chia seeds in there. Whatever you want. Okay, so I put coconut in 4 of them. So Jesse only gets 2. And I'll show you what it looks like. Let me just press the stuff in there so you guys can, so it doesn't fall out when I show you when I tip it. And then that's how easy it is to make your own chocolate. So, looks like that. And then all you do is you pop it into the fridge for 20-30 minutes and you'll have nice, yummy chocolates. So I'm going to put it in the fridge. And I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. Let me just put the cups. Another nice thing about storing your food is you don't have to have nice containers at all. You can just reuse old peanut butter jars. That's what I do. I like to reuse the jars that I've purchased before. This was a teriyaki sauce at one time, and now I use it for my nuts. So I do that for a lot of things. That way I don't have to keep it in plastic or use Ziploc bags. And they're reusable, which is nice too. I also use these for my plants to propagate them. Okay, so we're done with the chocolate. Now I'm going to show you guys what that looks like, because I have a bunch from a couple days ago that I made. These go by fast, probably eat 2 a day. But they look like so. They come out in a nice thick cube, and they're from straight out of Milehigh Mealprep. So that's what they look like. They're very tasty. And I have 6 here that I'm taking with me on the go. And I'm going to leave those ones for when I get home, so I have chocolate when I'm home. But that is just how easy it is to make snacks. I think that took me maybe 20 minutes. And I have probably 20 more minutes to wait on these vegetables, which is fine. And then I get to pack those up and I'm headed on my way to Chelan. So these are on-the-go snacks that I myself use on the go, and they are nutritious and much better than having to stop somewhere at either the airport. They do have great options, but it's expensive to eat at the airport, or if you're traveling by car like I am today, then you know it's really hard to find good food at a gas station. So, and then you're not having to worry about what's in the food or anything like that. So just bring it on the go with you, and then you don't even have to think about it. You're prepared for whatever happens. And that is day 5 of my launch, you guys. It's the last day of my launch, and I'm really grateful for all of you who have come on and said hi and interacted and engaged with me on my live streams. It's been fun to teach you guys about nutrition and show you my recipes as well. And for those of you who joined my challenge, now it's been 2 weeks now, but if you joined in on my challenge, that was a lot of fun too. So it's been a good time live streaming for the last 2 weeks, and I'll be back next week with more information on nutrition, but I'll probably be in my Milehigh meal prep group. So if you guys want to keep learning about nutrition and getting that education and learning about different meals that you can prep for on the go, you can join my group through the link in my bio. I think I posted it above this video too. And the other thing is that you can purchase my Milehigh meal prep ebook through the link too. I dropped it in there too. So come and join us, and we will be back next week, and I'll be teaching you guys about nutrition and more in depth. I'm trying to think what I'm going to teach you about, but it may be about something with digestion, I'm thinking. That's always a fun topic to talk about. So have a great Friday, you guys. Have a good weekend, and I'll be back next week and see you guys later.